When you look up at the stars, you see not just twinkling pinpricks of light, but entire galaxies, each filled with trillions of stars. But if you were to take a closer look, you'd see something that would change the way you viewed the cosmos forever. You'd see those galaxies slowly moving away from each other. It was a discovery made over 100 years ago by American astronomer Edwin Hubble. He noticed that distant galaxies seemed to be moving away from us at speeds proportional to their distance. It's this observation that led to one of the most profound revelations in modern cosmology. Our universe is expanding. Now, you might think the universe is full of objects moving through empty space, like cars on a racetrack, but it turns out that's not the case. Space isn't just empty, it's the very fabric of existence. And it's this fabric that's stretching, pushing galaxies further and further apart. This raises a question that's been keeping astronomers up at night. What if the universe is expanding into nothing? Here's everything we know and everything we don't about the expansion of the universe into nothing. Many people believe that the universe is expanding into empty space. But if that were true, where does this space end? Where does the universe end? Well, the answer might surprise you. You might think there'd be an edge to the universe, like the edge of a piece of cloth. But there isn't. You could travel in one direction and keep going forever without ever hitting a wall. That's because the universe is either flat or curved in such a way that makes it infinite. This means expansion happens everywhere at once. There's no outside or boundary. So the universe doesn't expand into anything, it just expands. But wait, you might say, surely there must be something beyond the universe, some kind of boundary or edge. Otherwise, how can the universe keep expanding? And here's where things get really interesting. In the world of quantum physics, even nothingness has energy. It's called the quantum vacuum, and it's the idea that empty space isn't really empty, but rather filled with virtual particles that pop in and out of existence. This means that the universe doesn't need to expand into anything. It just redefines space itself. As it expands, it carries the vacuum with it, creating new spacetime in which new stars, galaxies, and planets can form. So the question of what the universe is expanding into can be seen as a bit of a misconception. Space isn't expanding into anything, it's just expanding. But if that's the case, then what's happening to the space that's being created? Is it popping out of nowhere? Or is it coming from somewhere else? Unfortunately, we don't know the answer to this question. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, space-time is a smooth, continuous entity. This means that there are no gaps or breaks in space-time. So as the universe expands, new space-time is created in between existing space-time. But exactly how this happens is not something that's been explained by current theories. Some astronomers believe that our universe might actually be flat, in other words, infinite in size. If that's the case, then expansion would be happening everywhere at once. But others believe that our universe might actually be curved in such a way that it is finite but unbounded. Imagine the surface of a sphere. You can move in any direction and keep going forever without ever hitting an edge. But at no point can you go beyond the surface. That's what a 3D version of our universe might look like. If that's the case, then expansion would be happening all over the place. But it wouldn't be happening into anything. It would just be happening within the universe itself. And here's where things start to get really weird. Some astronomers speculate that maybe our universe actually exists within a higher dimensional space. And when our universe expands, it expands into these higher dimensions. Of course, this is pure speculation at this point. There's no evidence that higher dimensions exist. But it's a fascinating idea that could potentially explain a lot of things about our universe. If the universe is expanding into higher dimensions, then what's beyond those dimensions? Is there some kind of edge, or does the expansion continue indefinitely? And if so, then what's it expanding into? These questions have kept many astronomers up at night. The truth is, we don't have all the answers. We don't know what the universe is expanding into, and we don't know if it'll ever stop expanding. But what we do know is that the universe is vast and mysterious, and there is so much we do understand about it. And one of the most baffling aspects of the universe is nothing. What is nothing? Is it really nothing, or does it contain something more? For centuries, philosophers have grappled with the meaning of nothing. And yet, despite our best efforts to understand it, nothing remains one of the most elusive concepts in human history. We know that nothing is not the absence of something. Nothing is a real thing in its own right. It's a concept that can be defined, measured, and explored. In fact, physicists have come up with some pretty creative ways to describe nothing. For example, they talk about quantum nothing, dark nothing, and even negative nothing. But perhaps the most intriguing type of nothing is the nothing that surrounds us every day. Take, for example, the night sky. When we look up at the stars, we're seeing light that's been traveling for millions or even billions of years. But between us and those stars is an even greater expanse, the vast emptiness of space. And yet this emptiness is not really empty. It's filled with virtual particles that pop in and out of existence. It's a constant reminder that even in the greatest depths of space, even in the most extreme conditions, there is always something. For centuries, astronomers believed that space was filled with a substance known as luminiferous ether. It was a hypothetical substance that was thought to carry light waves. But experiments in the early 20th century showed that the ether did not exist, and yet space is still filled with something. So what is this stuff that fills the void of space? What is this thing that we call nothing? Well, the answer may lie in the very nature of reality itself. Our universe is full of strange and mysterious phenomena that defy our understanding. From black holes to quantum entanglement, the universe seems to have a knack for surprising us. But perhaps the most perplexing of all is the expansion of the universe into nothing. As we look up at the stars, we're witnessing the birth of new galaxies and the death of others. We're seeing the universe in a state of constant flux, always changing, always expanding. And yet, despite the vastness of the cosmos, despite the countless wonders it holds, it seems that we're still searching for something. What is this thing that we're looking for? Is it an answer to life's deepest questions? Or are we just trying to make sense of the world around us? Perhaps the answer lies in the silence of space, in the stillness of the night sky. When we look up at the stars, we're not just seeing light in the darkness, we're seeing possibilities. We're seeing the potential for new life, new discoveries, new understanding, because in the end, it's not about what we see, but about what we choose to believe. What do you think? Is the universe expanding into nothing? Let me know your thoughts. And now for the big question. What happens when the expansion of the universe stops? Does the universe collapse in on itself, or does it keep on expanding forever? Check out this video to find out.